Hi guys, Will here, doing a review. Yeah, I know, a review. Oh, I just hit my light, sorry guys. There we go. Yeah, so basically I'm doing a review. Only reason I'm doing this is because my buddy asked me if I was going to get any of these or review them, and I was like, no, because, you know, the lines I'm collecting at the minute, there's enough of them, so it's just, you know, like, these are out of my price range, and he got 2 of these in his box, so he sent me one to review and was like, yeah, you can keep the figure, which is awesome of him. Thank you, Luke. So I'm going to get into it and review this because that's why he gave me a figure and asked me to review it, so I will. Quickly, it's been a while since I have looked at one of these figures, so I think some things have changed and some things are pretty much the same. But yeah, we'll get right into it. Now, as always, I do feel obligated to show you the box. So it says Dragon Stars series up here in like shiny silver. It's a box, it's got stuff on it. This stuff up here. And then it curiously it says up here, I don't know if you see that, it says Dragon Ball Super. This guy isn't from Super that I know of. And then just there you have Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then you've probably seen the backs of these before. They're all the figures you can get in the other waves, and then all your license stuff all over everywhere else. And then it's just a box. If I was to say anything else about it, I would say it's nice. I guess it shows everything, which is probably what you want. I don't know, like us figure collectors, we tend to look at the figure and not so much the packaging. I'm not sure, maybe that's just me. Right, let's go through the accessories quick, guys. What you get with this guy is, because they're not doing like Build-A-Figure parts anymore. Oh gosh, this is gonna be hard. There we go. There's your first hand, so that's like his instant transmission hand. You can see a bit of flashing on there. I will just say, for the record, that you can't really see very well with this one, but when I got this guy out the packaging, there was loads of extra plastic inside here, which I don't know. Let's see. You can sort of see where I chipped it away in there. That's never good. There you go, you can sort of see with this one it's a bit more like, you can see, that's never good when a company does that. But yeah, it's just those 3. You could also argue that right here he has a tail, and when you get this guy out of the packaging, the tail is separate and you have to click it in with a ball peg. Don't really give you any range or anything though. I wouldn't count that as an accessory though, me personally, because it's his tail, and this mode, this version of Super Saiyan 4, it's kind of synonymous with a tail. I might put the other hands on later and show you as a sort of thing. We'll just go straight to the figure, so we'll have a close-up look at him. I'm already seeing that they're doing a really good job with the hair now. It looks nice and spiky, how it should. I'm just going to quickly say that Super Saiyan 4 is my favourite Super Saiyan design. I don't know, it just goes really well with the lore of the Saiyans, and it just looks organic and natural in the Super Saiyan evolution. You can keep your Super Saiyan God and your Ultra Instinct. This is the best form for me. I really liked GT, I know a lot of people don't. But yeah, anyway, hair looks good. The face. There you go. The face looks good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It looks a lot like, you can see their mouths now, which was a problem before I had with these figures. Like, you just could not see the mouth. And then looking at the chest, something's thrown me off about this. I don't know whether it's because of the design, but I'm pretty sure like there's supposed to be red hair up here as well. I might be wrong, and that's just me nitpicking. But the fur on his body, it does look really, really good. And then, you know, obviously the paint here on the bands and stuff, really nice and clean. The pants, are those Dragon Ball Z pants? I don't really know what you want me to say about them. They look good, but weird when you pose them, you know, as far as aesthetics go. And then the feet just look really nice as well, and you get all of the licensed stuff on the bottom and not on the back of the feet. Well, you do actually. Oh, they're doing it now as well. This was just a thing with Hasbro, or at least they've done it in a sort of weird colour so you don't see it much. Right. Okay, let's just look at the articulation. So the head can move side to side, and not very far up, and he looks down. You can get him to look down and brooding and stuff, but he just doesn't look up that well. And then coming to these shoulders, stop me if I'm wrong, but this is something that I believe is new to these figures. So it does look a bit gappy when you're using the articulation, but you know, you can sort it out and tuck it in. So I'm quite appreciative of that. But it does actually afford you. It looks goofy if you're gonna have him like that, obviously, but it does give you really good range. So his hands go all the way around. They don't come across his chest or anything, but you know, you do get some good range out of them shoulders. Has the biceps. This one's really tight on mine, but they're there. So double jointed elbow has always worked really well with these figures. And then the hands are on those annoying pegs where you have to sort of keep spinning the hand and arranging it, you know, to get it in that sort of position that you want it. That's not always great. I do the waist. There's a twist in there, and it does give you a little bit of range, but not much, not so that it significantly change your pose anyway. Legs are on those drop down hips, so they go out. You can swap things around. No one's gonna notice that you've got his leg to the side if you're taking a picture of him like kicking like that, so don't worry about that. That sort of works. The drop down hinges are pretty good. And then I've just said about the knees, double jointed knees, you only get about that because of the pants, which is kind of weak. It's only at a 45, and then it just looks gappy and horrible, which is why I don't buy a lot of these figures and why I don't buy a lot of figure arts, because I just don't really get on with the aesthetics. I'll do some comparisons in a minute. You'll see the type of figures I prefer, but the lines I collect anyway. And then just going down to here, so you've got no twist above the ankle. It's all down here, and it's on another ball peg, but you would never know because well, you could work it out. I'm sure you could with that ball peg, but I don't have the patience for that. These sort of ball peg things, they really annoy me. But there you go. Did I say the tail moves all the way around if you wanted to, so you can count that for articulation, I guess. Okay, we'll just do some quick comparisons now. So here's the DC Collectibles animated series Batman figure, one of my favourite figures, and also one of my favourite figures, the new Marvel Legends Superior Octopus. And as you can see, they are a little bit smaller than the 6-inch scale. So I imagine, don't quote me because I don't have a lot of them, I imagine this guy, because Super Saiyan 4s are a bit bulkier and bigger anyway to my knowledge, this guy will fit in with your figure arts because they have not made any GT characters So there you go. And just to give you an idea of different scales within the 6-inch area, you can see these are two Toy Biz. Are they Toy Biz? No, this guy might be Hasbro. Two Marvel Legends Iron Man figures anyway. And you know, this guy is obviously a lot taller, but his head's smaller. So, I mean, take that into account. And then this guy, anyway, is just massive and beefy. He's got really long hands. He actually looks like he'd probably fit in with the Dragon Ball universe pretty well, actually. Here he is next to a Star Wars Black Series Stormtrooper and the DC Multiverse Batman Forever Batman. There you go. And then last for the comparisons, here he is next to a Spin Masters Batman figure and a McFarlane Halo figure from a few years ago. This is the operator. And just lastly, guys, this is me getting him into the best charging Kamehameha pose that I could get him in. His feet aren't both touching the floor, which is a shame. And then it's hard to really get these in any kind of way that you can have him. I just popped the hand off. I will say that these hands that I putting on him now, they're quite temperamental and don't always stay on. Yeah, it's really hard to basically get him in any kind of firing Kamehameha pose. I probably could fiddle around with it with more time, but that's pretty difficult. Yeah, these hands in particular, the ones that were had the extra plastic inside, they're really easy to just pick off. And there's a nick on mine. I don't mind though. And there you go, that's him in the instant transmission pose. That looks pretty good. I'm glad they included that hand, because they could have easily not give us it, as we've seen in the past. The last thing I just wanted to say quick, because I forgot about it, was these bottom bits of hair are a separate piece, so they don't actually get in the way when you're moving the figure's head around, which is awesome. Final thoughts. I'm really happy to have this guy, as it's one of my favourite styles from Dragon Ball Z. Funnily enough, not Akira Torijima's design, but there you go. That's my thoughts. I really like this guy. Thank you to Luke for supplying me with it so I could review it. And like and subscribe and all that stuff, and I'll see you guys soon.